Okay, I'm going to explain to you why it's not worth it to engage with people who say that gender is only biology using two other academic disciplines, physics and math. In physics, we see that we have 4 dimensions, 3 spatial dimensions and 1 of time. If I am having a physics discussion, I might reference those 4 dimensions of space-time. Now, if someone comes up to me and goes, well, in math, you can have as many dimensions as you want. I could do 7-dimensional math. I could do 13-dimensional math. I can do 137-dimensional math. Then I'd go, that's great, man, but we're talking about physics. And then they go, no, but since in math it means this, it means that we can have as many dimensions as we want, then that means in physics there's as many dimensions as we want. And then I say, no. In physics, there are 4 dimensions, the ones we can observe, not infinite dimensions. Just because math, another discipline, uses the word dimension does not mean that everything you can apply to that word applies in physics as well. And if they keep insisting that there are infinitely many dimensions in physics because there's infinitely many in math, then you can't have a productive physics discussion, especially if you spend all the time addressing them when in reality all you're talking about is the stuff that we observe and have evidence for, our 4 dimensions, 3 of space and 1 of time. They're not having the discussion that you're having. They're trying to force you to have another discussion, and that doesn't get anyone anywhere. Similarly, gender is a social construct. It is sociological. Why? Because we see it. I can, point to a non-binary person. I could point to myself, but I could point to other whole communities of non-binary people. I could point to trans people. I could point to people with non-conventional gender identities across different cultures. That's the evidence. They exist. I could point to them. I could see them right there. Now, you could come into that discussion and say, no, gender is just biology. Something that biologists don't say and sociologists don't say. But why? That's not the conversation we're having. And just because in biology, gender may mean one thing and gender is falling out of use as a term in biology, that doesn't mean that in other contexts and disciplines, it doesn't mean something else. No one is saying that a cis woman and a trans woman are biologically the same. No one is saying a non-binary person is biologically different from other people. Though if they're intersex, they could be. The point is, when you mention non-binary people and trans people, you're not talking about biology. So why humor someone who tries to make you? It's like someone trying to discuss math when you're having a discussion about physics. It doesn't get anywhere.